welcome back to This Is Fine, a podcast for the pandemic. I am your host, Dana Beeler. I am doing fine this week. I think it's raining a lot, which is kind of a bummer, but it could be worse, I suppose. Just wanted to remind everyone that you can listen to our podcast on the Apple Podcast app now. If you search Hello Delaware in the search bar, we're the first thing that pops up. Make sure that you like and subscribe because it really helps us out. You can also find us on YouTube and on SoundCloud. So I chatted with Jeremy Smith from Jaywood, which is like a really cool alternative band from Winnipeg, Manitoba. They stayed with me in 2018 during Halifax Pop Explosion, and I got to take 4 prairie kids to see the ocean for I think the first time, which was kind of crazy. They definitely did walk on the black rocks of Peggy's Cove, which only scared me a little bit, but you know, they all survived, so it's fine. We talk about creativity, future planning, and what our hopes are for the music industry after this pandemic is past. So this is our conversation. Hope you enjoy. Tell me what it's like in Winnipeg, isolation, coronavirus situation.
Yeah, Winnipeg's been pretty interesting as far as everything going on. It seems like everyone's at that point now where like they're stir crazy. Like we don't get a lot of nice weather in Winnipeg, so as soon as the sun's out, everyone's like, we've been inside for 9 out of the 12 months. I'm like, we're ready to get outside and see stuff, and we want to take advantage of that. Like, we drove past our legislative building, and there was a protest currently going on.
Good.
No, not good. It was like the anti-lockdown protest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God. That's not helpful.
No.
But I think it's been, for the most part, on my end, it's been okay. Very, very tame.
Yeah.
Very chill. Yeah.
You, just from following you on the socials, you and your band came back from New Colossus just as like the borders were starting to shut down and stuff like that. What was that? What happened? What was that experience?
So yeah, we were like finally on the first tour to support the album, and just got the visas for the States kind of taken care of and all that. I was like, perfect, we're on tour. And we've kind of like been keeping up with, or at least was keeping up with like the climate of everything. I'm like, all right, it seems okay. I didn't think it was going to make any drastic change, like turns, or at least that quickly. And we pretty much had it routed to go all the way to New York and then just cut through parts of Canada and then come back through the States.
Yeah.
We played 4 shows total out of maybe, I think it was 8 or 9. And I guess it would have been, 9 to 10 shows. By the time we got to New Colossus, that's when things were definitely in like high gear for Corona. Like the festival itself was like kind of shutting down
weird.
Yeah, like we weren't sure if our show was even going to happen. We weren't sure if like anything was going to happen because like people were like, we're not playing, or we are playing because we came all the way out here. And the festival only being on its second year, not really knowing what to do in a situation like this, kind of tried their best to keep things going. And I think they did a really great job of accommodating the people that wanted to play, and like they handled it as best as they could. But like by like the Saturday where we had our second show, like things were just too crazy and they ended up just canceling.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And we had to get out of New York, which was like that's where it's the hardest at that time. And we just drove back through the States for like 3 days. And
oh, God.
We had like the hard decision to be like, do we just go up to Montreal and just make sure we're in the country, or do we chance it and just cut through the States, because it's going to be a much quicker drive that way.
Yeah, right. It's like 4 or 5 days to Winnipeg from Montreal.
So that shaved off like a lot of hours. And thankfully we were able to make it back, which is kind of funny. At the border, like the only thing they were worried about is like, have any of you been around sick, like people that were sick or anything? They didn't ask what was in the car. Like we had a packed van with us, and it's like, oh man, we could have brought a whole family or like whatever
Would have
across
been
the
the
border.
time to smuggle in some cheap something, booze.
Yeah,
I guess.
definitely booze, anything like a bunch of vegetables. I was like, oh man, we went grocery shopping before, and like I guess I shouldn't bring any like fruits or vegetables because as soon as we got back, we had to just go immediately to our apartment and lock down.
Do you all live together?
So me and Sarah live together.
Okay.
And Ben ended up staying with us for the quarantine. So it was just the three of us, and our other roommate, she just like went and stayed with her parents in that time. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, as soon as we got back, we were just immediately in each other's space for another 2 weeks, which is hilarious.
How was that?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. Yeah, I as we were driving back, I like made like kind of a routine for myself to kind of keep some form of like sanity. I was like, okay, wake up at this time every day. I had like a bunch of alarms set on my phone, and I stuck to it for that 2 weeks. And I was like, that kind of flew by for me. Yeah. But I was never bored. I was never really like, oh man, this is kind of draining. But because I kind of knew what I was going to do at every point in the day. Yeah. Which made it a little easier. But there's something about finally being able to get outside. I was like, yeah, this is definitely missing in all of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of the weirdest part of this whole situation is I'm fine like not seeing people on a regular basis.
Definitely.
Like, my boyfriend and I live together and we see each other every day, and that's totally fine.
Right.
But it's just like going outside is such like a weird thing.
Yeah.
They've like opened up the parks here again.
Interesting.
Which is nice, but when it wasn't open, it was like, what? Like it's just
space. Yeah, no kidding. It's like it must be kind of like Nova Scotia is so pretty. So like you got some really cool stuff to see out there, and it's like, oh man, that would be unfortunate to not be able to take advantage of that at a time like this. You know,
what's the situation like now?
They just reopened some patios, from my understanding, as well as like hair salons and like.
Okay.
Yeah, like a couple of like businesses like that, like nails and stuff. And I think in June 1st, they're planning on phase 2 of opening this thing. So we're going to see more non-essential work pop up. So like inside restaurants and there's a whole thing right now because like they're rushing to get everything going again. And I'm like, I'm in no rush to have things open again. Just if they're going to close, it's like, let's do it properly. But yeah, they're kind of ramping up opening stuff because summertime in Winnipeg is a huge deal.
Yeah, right, because it's cold there most of the time.
The biggest deal. And like I think that's when everyone's out. That's when everyone's like at their peak of happiness. So if we don't get a form of a summer with all this going on and then immediately have to go into winter. Right. Oh, just thinking of it, that bums me.
So many sad people.
Yeah, a lot of sad people, but yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
What's your like, so obviously your big tour was canceled mid-tour. What are you planning for? I guess like how far in advance are you planning? Are you planning anything?
I think as far as touring and performance go, I'm not even like thinking about it. Yeah, it's like it'd be kind of a waste of time to put energy into something so uncertain. Like I can spend as much time as I want to planning another tour, but then I'm still at the liberty of the climate of like different cities and what's happening. It's like I would much rather focus that time on just demoing and just thinking of creative content. Yeah. Like I was just talking to my roommate about that. It's like, I was just like in a situation where we were playing so much and like touring for the year was going to be a giant chunk of the year. It was going to take up so much time. And like, I just want to do videos. I want to do like other stuff around just performing. Cause it's like, I think performance is like definitely a piece of, being an artist, but like, I just really want to do other creative stuff around the art around the music. Yeah. So now I have nothing but time to do that. And I'm like, pretty excited about that because I don't need a lot of people or anything.
Yeah.
So that works out for me in a way.
Cheaper.
It's way easier to manage. It's just like I just got to be creative and have fun with the project. And then when it's time to perform again, I feel like from the content that's been out there, I hope that those be more interesting opportunity waiting there. So
I like that. I like that perspective. Honestly, no one that I've talked to has really had that thought, I don't think.
Yeah, it seems like same. I've been talking to a lot of musicians, and it's just like a lot of people are bummed that they can't perform. It's like, well, you can do other stuff. You can, you can make music videos. You can do cool art. You can do interviews like this. You can like host other stuff. It's like I don't think performance, or at least for me, it was always like not necessarily like my least favorite thing, but it was just like the smallest part of the bigger ideas that I had for the project.
Yeah.
So I just want to create content and have fun doing music and doing stuff around music because that's just more interesting to me. It's that's like, cool. Yeah, it's like performance is fun, but like when you do it so much, it's like now you're just going through the motions of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And touring was cool just to get a different feel and like different audience. And the tour itself was going really well up to New York, and it was like really shaping up to be a good one. Like when it fell through, there was kind of like a weird feeling of relief.
Right.
Like despite the money spent on it, I was like, I'm kind of glad that, I don't have to be thinking about touring and performing for the next year and a half because it was going to take up so much time, and super grateful for that. But now I can kind of be creative and have fun with this project again.
Nice. Are you, do you like have another job or do you just do music?
So I had two jobs. I worked at a local place called Fourth, which is just a coffee shop.
Oh, cool.
And I bartended at a place called Pat and Five, which is really great.
Nice.
Those spots are currently kind of in the limbo of whether or not they're wanting to open and what changes they might make to make opening feasible. So as of right now, it's like it's by the government. But when the government looks at Jaywood, it's considered a business. So it's like I guess I'm still currently employed by myself for myself. Yes. So it's like I can now treat it more like a job than ever before, and like be like funnel all the time I would have invested in going into work and like doing all that stuff into just being really getting organized and just planning for the next thing, which I'm like really, really kind of happy and stoked about just to have all this time to do something with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're so positive about this. I appreciate that.
I feel guilty for kind of feeling pretty good about this situation because like as an introvert, I excel in a situation like this where it's like I don't have to be going out and I don't have to be seeing folks so long as I get some sunlight and some outdoors and drink and make sure I sleep, I'm okay. This is the most ideal situation I can be in.
Yeah.
Just create and work and have the government pay me for it. It's like, this is great.
It's perfect.
I can enjoy it for a while. I mean, I wouldn't want to be stuck in this for for too long.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like I would love to see things reopen safely, and I want to see the businesses survive this time. But like, I just want to be demoing and just having fun with music again.
So I'm gonna play Mooncats.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yep. It's all good.
What's your creative process right now?
I feel like I've been sitting on a lot of material that I just like haven't really had time to get into. So like rather than trying to make something new, I've just been going back and just reopening those files and just kind of forcing myself to like look at them and like finish the idea that you had. And I'm like finishing a lot of demos and I'm like, oh, these sound pretty good. And I'm like really excited about the next batch of music. And before all this happened, I was just working on recording an EP and I'm like, oh man, I finally have a backlog of just material I can release throughout the year. And I'm like ahead of myself. So like no matter, even in this situation, I have enough stuff to release for the next year and a half and still kind of being active in doing the next thing as well, which is great. It's like, okay, once the EP is done, I can put that out, say end of the year, early next year, and then I can in that time be recording the next album, and then I could just wait and just pitch it to labels hopefully and just kind of take my time with it and do it properly and not have to rush anything. Because I think when you see everyone kind of go, you just feel like you need to be kind of on that same level. But like right now, everyone's focusing on wanting to get back on the road and like performing. I'm not even looking in that direction. So I'm just operating in the most efficient way possible for me anyway.
Yeah. I think it's like super smart to not, I understand why people are thinking so much about like getting back out and touring and
definitely
trying to know when that's going to happen. Also because it's like a controllable thing.
Yes.
But I think that it's really smart to not be thinking about that.
By the way, your single sounded fucking great. That was the first time I think I heard some Hello Delaware, and I was like, oh man, it's incredible. I'm sorry to hear about your tour, how that kind of panned out.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but whatever.
Do you kind of have any moves or ideas for the next thing for yourself?
I have been feeling very sorry for myself, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. We have like a full album in the can, as they say. And that's the single that we have like finished, remixed, and like mastered and was ready to go.
Totally.
And we'll do some like live. It's such like an ordeal to have to create some sort of like live performance when we're all in separate spaces.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm kind of hoping in the next couple months or like weeks, maybe even, we'll be able to like get into our jam space again and like do something together, which would be nice. But yeah, I don't know. I just got a new job and I'm kind of focusing on that. And I think that is like the smart move in my case. Like,
totally.
Yeah, my creative process is so it doesn't happen all of the time. I kind of have to like sit down and do it in like chunks of time.
Definitely.
And I also need money, so
Yeah, that's the big one for sure.
gotta work.
gotta keep the bills taken care of and stay ahead of yourself for sure.
Yeah. How I was gonna ask you maybe a dumb question. I don't know. How is your brain situation in this? Are you, I mean, you sound positive right now, but like,
right.
have you always felt this way in the total 60 days that we've been experiencing this?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's for the most part been fairly good. Like I do like counseling phone calls with my counselor. We set up that.
Nice.
So like if I ever feel like crap, I'll just make sure to call her, or like she'll call me and then we'll just talk out for a
Nice.
minute. And as far as like kind of creative process, I've been kind of scattered with it, but when I like have it for a second, I'll just like force it just to work for me. And it's like, I'm going to dedicate at least an hour of trying to make an idea. And if in that hour it's working and it's just kind of happening, I'll be like, all right, I'll just keep going until I am over it and bored with it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen that day. It's okay. But like, I've been really mindful of what I'm like absorbing in this time as well.
Right.
So I'm like, I haven't really gotten into any series or anything like on Netflix. Like I'm like, I just gotta focus and not allow myself to just like get tied up and just like get into a habit of like watching something or just anything. I've been very scattered in that sense of just finding stuff to occupy time. But I've also just been planning about like having a lot of ideas about what to do to kind of keep myself occupied, which is really exciting to like do more video stuff because I really want to do videos and I've been wanting to do videos for so long.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, I am sitting on all this music and I can just kind of sit there and I can put it out whenever. But like now I can just like it doesn't have like the focus is demoing and just doing videos. So like if I don't feel creative about doing music, I'll just like jot down some ideas for videos and just pitch it to the people I'm working with on that. And then it's like, oh, sweet. I can kind of expand what it's like to be like, try to be creative in that sense.
Nice. Who are you working with to make some music videos?
So there's two gentlemen, Eric Peterson and Jesse. I can never pronounce his last name.
Okay.
Yeah. We like kind of talked a few times about doing videos throughout the year and just like to promote the album because it's so kind of bullshit that album cycles have such a short lifespan. And I'm like, why the hell does it have to be that way? I'm in no rush to put out the next album. It takes so long to put out an album. It's like so long to, you know, it just takes way too long to put an album together.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, I'd rather just take my time and make the album kind of last as long as possible before putting out the next one and going through that draining cycle again. So it's like, I want to do, I feel like people are like, oh, people are going to get bored of like the album. It's like, I don't care. It's like, I'm not bored of the album. I'm still talking about it. Yeah. It's like, there's content to support this piece of work around just the music. It's like, there's going to be music videos and like skits and just like fun stuff that's just fun for me. And it's like, if people like it, that's cool. And if they don't, well, you're stuck at home and you're sad. So tough, you know, it's like
so much other music that they can listen to.
Exactly.
And that makes sense.
Because I think the visual aspect of music is just kind of lost right now. It's just all about performance and like, you know, just I'm like, oh man, I miss the days of music videos. I miss like fun. I miss that shit so much, and I just want to be able to do that mainly for me, just because it's just fun for me. And I gotta try a new medium of creativity because doing music for too long is draining.
Do you have any like video editing skills?
I don't, but like
just the ideas.
Just the ideas. Like I'm a director, which is which is fun, but like I want to learn video editing just so I can do more stuff on my own. So working with people that do this stuff as their main thing is really good for me. Just learning how to do it so I can do it better in the future. Yeah, and just do it more consistently and just do it easier and not have to work with people all the time. which is great, but it'd just be nice to, if I have an idea, just be able to put it together immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's a dream.
That's the dream. Yeah. Just be your own everything.
Yeah. When it comes to like creating for your band, do you, is the band like, do you create all of the parts, or is the band a part of creating the music or words or whatever?
Right. So pretty much this functions as a solo project. So as far as the music goes, it's mainly just myself.
Mm-hmm.
So like all the parts and all the ideas are me just making them and then divvying it up to the band.
Oh, cool.
But like, I think for the next project, I was talking to Ben, who drums in the band, and I was like, I'd be really stoked to see you put together the percussive element to the next album. Yeah, so I think having him do that would take a lot of stress off me having to figure out that part, especially because he's just like a really, really, really good drummer. And I'm
he's great.
It'd be stupid to be like, I can figure out something cool for you to play. It's like, no, just do what you do on top of these ideas. So I think he's coming into the creative realm in that sense. And I think Tyler as well is going to help me produce the next album.
Oh, cool.
Because he pretty much hopped in the middle cycle of this current album. And it was just such a chore putting that album togetger. But it just moved around so much. It went from studio to my place to another studio back to my place, and so many cooks in it was just a lot. So I think making a plan for the next album has been really interesting, to be like, these people for these things. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very specific, and it's going to be a lot more organized. Just organizing is the big thing right now for me. It's a bit of a theme.
That's a good theme. I fully appreciate that. I love to be organized.
I've never been this organized before. And all it took was the world falling apart for me to realize I gotta get my shit together.
I mean, I don't think you're alone in that. So
I think it seems that way. Yeah. Which is kind of nice too, because I've been in a peer mentor group through Manitoba Music, so I'm getting mentored by Stu Anderson in a group with maybe 4 other people. Nice. And then I myself am mentoring a group, so it's keeping me in the loop of things going on for other artists and just the music scene as a whole.
That's so awesome.
I feel very on the ball right now, more so than ever before, and that's been really helpful.
What is Music Manitoba doing are they doing anything for musicians in this COVID-19 time? Yeah,
they had a COVID relief fund that they kind of offered up to a lot of folks, which was really nice. And they've been messaging people to be make sure that you apply for this and we can get some funding to you.
Awesome.
The whole time we were on the road, they were blowing up my phone where are you? Are you guys okay? They were so sweet. I was oh my gosh, I love you all so much. They were just checking up on us and very kind. And they're putting together open mics through Zoom, which is really nice.
Cool.
And what else are they doing? They're doing the peer groups as well, and they're just and they have their own live stream performance stuff that anyone can apply for and put together their own way and can get paid for it as well. So they've been really trying to keep the ball rolling, and
awesome.
They've been really great.
Cool. Have you done any of the lives yet? What's your take on those?
I did one so far.
Yeah.
And I was so foolish. I did it on the wrong account.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Festival de Voyageur, which is just a festival here in Winnipeg. They were hey, you want to do one for our Instagram? I'm yeah, sure, that'd be great. And then I don't know really how to use them at all. So I did a whole half-hour performance, and then as soon as I hit the exit, I realized I was on my own personal account.
No.
I was this is why I don't do shit like this. This is why I don't branch out, because it's just embarrassing. But then I just did another one for them, and just
that's good.
They were very cool about it.
Okay.
And I think I'm doing another one next week, and I'm like, I'm going to try really hard to not make those mistakes and just fine tune, make it look nice. And my take on them is just like, it's great that people are still performing, and it's going to be, I look forward to the next innovative thing that comes rather than it's like, it's a different feel when it's like a band trying to do like a solo performance.
Yeah.
And it's like it'd be nice to like see the people that are watching somehow, which would be very cool. To make it feel like, oh, there's other people here, and it's not just me staring at myself while performing. So
that would be cool.
It'd be nice to see where that goes, but hopefully, with summer around the corner, maybe outdoors can be more of a thing. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to kind of put spots in a certain space and just be like, everyone can occupy these spaces.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'd be way cooler.
Yeah.
Oh man. What? Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you had any summer festivals in Halifax area and what happened there.
I mean, we didn't have anything booked for the summer, but I am on the programming committee of the Jazz Fest. And they have had to cancel, obviously, and are just like looking for new and cool ways of putting on their festival. And
totally,
I do not envy them at all. I don't know.
I can only imagine. Yeah,
it's so difficult in like the razor thin margin that festivals are already kind of working on, and now to be like, what do we do?
What do we do now? Yeah, no kidding. Very true.
Like outdoor festival conferences, you can kind of get away with because you can do stuff online. I don't really know how you monetize it at all, but
totally. I mean, like reduced capacity venues are kind of nice, but like I think for the artist, you're hoping that you don't have to play to a group lesser than like what the max number is. So
we'll see what happens. I
guess. Definitely.
What do you hope the music industry gets out of this kind of downtime?
It would be nice to see, just for it'd just be nice to see just others, just like more content. Like I talk about it a lot just because, like when you take performance out, how do you interact with people that are into you as a person? It's like, if you can't perform regularly, it would just be cool to see. Like, I want people to talk about their songs, their process, just like themselves. Like, it would be nice to kind of see like a human touch come back to music in a weird way. Because like right now it's like people are just pumping out as much music and just performing. It's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know why I should invest in you. It'd be nice to kind of just get to know the people doing what they do more, and just, it'd be cool to see interviews. It'd be cool to see like making ofs. It'd be cool to see fun, creative stuff, funny stuff, just more personality come out of these projects than just music.
Cool. Because
I'd like to know who's behind the personality and who's behind the music.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, I just have one more question for you.
Of course.
It's an easy one. If there was another song off of your Time album that you would want me to play, what song would it be and why?
Oh man, maybe Seasons.
Seasons. Okay.
I just like that song. It's funny. It's kind of fun. Feels very shiny.
Cool.
Just a very sunny sounding song.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, that's all I have for you. Thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you have a good move.
Yes, I think we're pretty much at the end of it now. We just have one more big day and we'll be okay after that.
Awesome. Okay, well, stay safe and I'll talk to you
as well.
Okay?
Sounds good. Okay.
Bye.
Take care, Dana. Have a good one.
podcast is brought to you by Beasley, a design and fashion brand based in Halifax, Nova Scotia. You can check out their brand new fashion blog, Cool Pants, on their website at thebeasley.com. That's THEBZLY.com. Thanks so much for listening to This Is Fine, a podcast for the pandemic. I am your host, Dana Beeler. You can, of course, find this podcast at hellodelaware.ca and on the Apple Podcast app. If you search Hello Delaware, make sure that you like and subscribe. I hope that you have a great week.